Okay, this is our second Edpuzzle video, and we are going to be formulating a working thesis statement. All right, so we're going to use this template here to review how to write a thesis statement. Now, the question that you're answering is very simple. When is lying okay? And I would imagine that a lot of students are really tempted to write something like, lying is sometimes okay. And while that technically answers the question, it's a really basic thesis statement, so we need to improve it a little bit. You are going to start your thesis statement by choosing one of these phrases here. Okay, so you're going to write, lying is always okay, sometimes, never, or can be. Just to maybe take a stance other people won't take, we're going to write, lying is never. We're going to say it's never okay. But okay is a very casual phrase. So we don't want to actually use the word okay. We want to use something like acceptable, wrong, allowable, or justified. So I'm going to use acceptable, which means I'm going to delete all of these other options. Maybe I'll get rid of the underline here. All right, lying is never acceptable, and it makes the most sense to write because instead of when. Lying is never acceptable because, and then I need to come up with at least one reason for why lying is not acceptable. Now, I don't want to take a direct quote from some of the articles and sources. That's going to get into later parts of our evidence. So I don't want to quote from Immanuel Kant where he says that, takes away from people's human dignity. But maybe I'll write something like, lying is never acceptable because it takes away another person's ability to know the truth. Okay, maybe that's my reason. And then I'm going to delete this little box here. Okay, so this is what you're writing and how you're going to use this language template in order to write your thesis statement. Another example would be something like, lying is only acceptable when it can be used to protect and care for others. I have my first answer to when is lying okay, always, sometimes, or never. And then I have my reason. So I have to have either a because phrase, because it takes away another person's ability to know the truth, or a when phrase. So if you're going to say that lying is sometimes acceptable, you need to tell me, when is it okay to lie? Is it okay to lie to protect your friend's feeling? Is it okay to lie to keep people safe? Is it okay to lie to get out of trouble? You need to tell me in your thesis statement very clearly when it is okay, because otherwise you're writing a thesis statement that sounds something like, well, sometimes it's okay and sometimes it's not. It all kind of depends, which is very wishy-washy and not what we want for this thesis. Okay, that's the end of activity 4. Go ahead and write yours in your week 5 assignment.